Welcome to the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. We discuss 6 questions in 9 minutes because leaders know how to be concise. Let's go ahead and get started. Our first question, in a few sentences, tell us who you are and what you do.
So I am Kakish. I am the founder of Smartology.tech. We're a weekly newsletter that takes all the tech news and trends for the week, translates them into plain English, non-technical language, and compiles them into a weekly email that comes out on Sundays. We call it the Smartology Sunday Download. It takes 5 minutes to read, and it provides people with the resources to understand a lot of the confusing language when it comes to cloud, big tech, security, software, networking. And I also run strategic partnership relationships for Broad Sky Networks. And that's my corporate gig, if you will. Broad Sky brings enterprise grade wireless networks to businesses, and we run them in a as a service model. So they can get the right hardware, the right carrier, all supported by a team that really is the best in the industry.
You are a busy boy.
I try to be. I've got a 5-week-old as well that keeps me on my toes. So.
Well, congratulations on the newborn. That's exciting. But yeah, that adds to the busyness, doesn't it?
Sure. But my wife is super supportive, so it makes it easy for me.
There you go. Well, that's the important part. So that's great. Question number 2, what's the best thing about working with a team?
So I think the best thing about working with a team is being able to get the best ideas from smart people. And, very rarely will one person come up with the idea themselves, right? Being able to collaborate and have a shared mentality of success really makes everyone want to work a little bit harder. And when you can get in a room with other people that are just as passionate about a project and come up with awesome ideas that are creative and effective, that to me is one of the best experiences. I think working alone means that you really don't have anybody to high five after a win. And that makes me sad.
That's a great point. Yeah, you make a great point about the collaboration as well as celebrating the success with someone. Yeah. That's fantastic. Question number 3, I hear from other leaders of teams that it can be a challenge to get team members engaged. Tell me your thoughts.
Yeah, I would agree. It's challenging to get team members engaged. I think people will pretend to be engaged and then immediately disengage when you're not around. But I don't think that it's the team members' fault at all. I think people don't get engaged in things that aren't interesting to them. I think that's human nature. I think we're all selfish. I think we only care about the things that affect us, and we really could give a darn about anything else, right? I think getting a team engaged requires a leader having something worth engaging with. I think if you can cultivate an impactful vision, people will get behind the grunt work involved because they want to see that vision come to fruition.
Great insights. I like those comments a lot. Question number 4, what other piece of advice do you have for leaders of teams?
My biggest piece of advice, and I could probably go on forever, right? Because you mentioned that leaders are concise, but in my experience, leaders, if they use one word, then they could have used 10. They weren't trying hard enough. But I think the one piece of advice I could give to other professionals is don't expect people to follow you just because someone put you in charge or you put yourself in charge. I think people follow vision and they follow passion. They don't follow titles. So if you want people to be motivated, I think the leader has to be motivated first, because there's nothing worse than, taking direction from an unmotivated leader.
Oh, that's a great comment. I could not agree more. That lack of vision in any level that'll kill you if you don't have that great vision. So question number 5, what other successful leaders of teams would you like to recognize that have had a positive influence in your life?
So I'm fortunate. I've worked with some awesome people over my career, and my career has been a little bit different. I've ping-ponged around the sales world and the consulting world, and I've worked in tech, and I've worked in personal shopping and HR services, and I've done a lot of different things to get to where I am today. But one guy that's had a really big impact on me is a man by the name of Ernest Epps, and you can find him at ernestepps.com. And he's a kid from the DC area, and he really turned himself into an e-commerce guru, all self-taught, and does a phenomenal job doing high ticket e-commerce sales. He's got a great story worth listening to if you get the chance to have him on.
I would love that. So, and thank you for recognizing me, because it's such a it's such for me at least, an inspiration to hear from the guests who in their life, not even by name, although that's always helpful, but sometimes the people that are positioned, because I get all sorts of different answers. Sometimes they're just family friends, sometimes it's family members, but thank you for
Yeah.
recognizing it. That's a great thing. Last question, tell us about your first job.
My first job, I was 15 and I worked at a pizza place on the south side of Chicago, a place called the Waldo Cooney's Pizzeria. And I started out as a fry cook, and I would deep fry mozzarella sticks and chicken wings and French fries. This was our three most popular. And I learned how to make pizzas, and actually ended up working at Chicago pizza places probably for the next 12 years, even through college. And as I was getting into the professional workforce, I've got a, this is the most cliche Chicago thing, right? But I've got a passion for pizza. So it's, it's pizza, hot dogs, and Italian beef. That's what we love out here.
Hey, I might have to fly out there and have you put on a clinic on how to make some good pizza. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Hey, Ash, thank you so much for being on the podcast today. How can people find you?
So you find me on LinkedIn, Ash Kakish. You can follow us at Smartology.tech. Head over to our website, literally www.smartology.tech. Or you can email me at ash@smartology.tech.
Fantastic. This is Sean Richards with the Team Engagement Podcast, where leaders of teams share their insights. For more ideas, you can find us on LinkedIn by searching Blue Sky Business Consulting. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day.